Okay, welcome everybody to the Town Board meeting of April 16, 2024. And on a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Here.
Councilman Jerry Batari.
Here.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Here.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Here.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Here, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, two quick announcements. One, we have the EV Level 2 chargers are now available at Orangetown Town Hall for anybody with the electric cars. And second, the Pearl River Farmers Market, which I know a lot of people are excited for, is going to be opening on Saturday, May 4th from 10 to 2. So it's going to be there running on the Central Avenue field through the end of November. And now we have some presentations. So before we get there, I'm going to make a couple comments. So tonight happens to be one of my favorite nights, being town supervisor. I like when we get to honor people from the town of Orangetown that do great, incredible things. And tonight's a little special because it's somebody I know and I consider a friend. So today we're going to be honoring Hope Goswick, someone I've known for several years and consider a friend. She's an Orangetown resident, a wife, and mom to Addison and Alea, if I'm saying it right. Are they here? Hey, girls, you should be very proud, okay. So basically, your mom was minding her own business, enjoying the beautiful weather at St. Patrick's Day Parade in Pearl River this year when she witnessed a stranger in distress and jumped into action to help and save his life. Now, anyone who knows Hope is not surprised by this, and let me tell you why. You see, Hope comes from a long line of volunteers who have dedicated themselves to serving their community, and Hope is no exception. From a young age, Hope knew her purpose in life was to care for those around her, although in speaking with her father just last week, I heard that she did at one point in her life give her parents a bit of a run for their money, but we won't hold that against her because we've all had those moments. Hope is a graduate from Dominican College where she obtained a bachelor's degree in psychology and was awarded the Margaret Mary and Peter Kennedy Nursing Scholarship by the Montefiore Nyack Hospital Foundation. But her studies didn't stop there as she went on to enroll in Dominican's College Accelerated Nursing Program. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Hope acted for her community. She worked long, countless hours in the intensive care COVID-19 unit, giving hope and comfort to those fighting for their survival. Not only did she support her patients, but she also served as the backbone for her coworkers as they navigated those unprecedented times. And while working around the clock throughout the pandemic and caring for her daughters, Hope managed to maintain a 3.9 GPA as she worked towards obtaining her nursing degree. However, just as impressive as her academic studies is how Hope has served her community. In 2008, she joined the Piermont Fire Department as an EMT and quickly rose in the ranks as a firefighter and later EMS lieutenant. In her time serving for the Piermont Fire Department, Hope has been awarded EMS Outstanding Member of the Year and recognized on a number of occasions for saving lives. The photo you see behind me is that of my sister and Hope in the ICU during the darkest days of the pandemic, managing to keep a smile through some of the darkest days. And yet, as you see on March 17th, was no different when Hope just was another day of saving lives. But now I want to read you a letter that I received from the wife of the gentleman that you were lucky enough to be a bystander for and help save. So, Orangetown Supervisor, it is our understanding that there is going to be an acknowledgement Tuesday evening for Hope Goswick for assisting and saving a life at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Pearl River. The life she helped to save belonged to my husband, Philip Zanotti. I'm not sure there are even words that can give enough praise for the first responders that were there within minutes of him collapsing and going into cardiac arrest. When all this was happening, I went into hysteria and was rendered useless. Thank God there are people like Hope that can keep cool, calm, and collected and be able to do what they are trained for under those circumstances. It is my understanding that she took over compressions from our son, Gregory Zanetti, an MTA police officer, so that he could render rescue breaths, while his friend, MTA police officer Daniel Dralich, was cutting off his clothes for Ossining volunteer EMS Stephen Reed and Robert Zucker to administer a Lucas CPR device. Phil made it through open heart surgery to replace his aortic valve, and today, 3 weeks later, he's doing remarkably well and will recover fully. There is no doubt whatsoever that we could not have been at a better place for this incident to happen. The leprechauns surely were watching over us, along with Hope Goswick and everyone else who helped to save Phil's life. If we were still in the area, we would certainly have liked to be present to thank Hope in person. We were Orangetown residents for 30 years, but recently moved to the Poconos and are back home. With extreme gratitude, Philip and Debbie Zanetti. I also have an email from the AOH. Dear Supervisor Kenny, members of the town board, and fellow first responders. On behalf of the Rockland County AOH and our St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to EMS Lieutenant Hope Goswick. There is no higher calling than saving of human life. Thank you for your dedicated service to the residents of Piermont and Orangetown at large. Rockland County President Dermot Moore. Before I finish up, I do want to acknowledge and thank the Ossining Volunteer Ambulance Corps, paramedic Stephen Reed, and EMS Robert Zucker, who arrived on the scene, continue to provide advanced life-saving measures, and transported Mr. Zanetti to the Nyack Hospital Emergency Department. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of our first responders for doing everything that they do every day to keep us safe. So on that note, Hope, will you come up to the podium so we can give you your presentation? Do you want to say anything? You want to go over there and say something?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Is the microphone on? Just make sure. You might just maybe stick it in.
I think it was a great group effort. I have to, acknowledge everybody, because without everybody's hard work, we wouldn't be here, standing here. EMS, quick thinking with everybody. Everybody did a great job, and it's good to see outcomes like this. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I know. Short guy jokes never get old, right there.
Mom and Dad, you want to get any pictures? No, you're good?
Thank you.
Now, as much as we welcome you, you are not required to stay here for the rest of the meeting, so if you want to scoot out. Oh, I did hear about that. I was told to get you out early, so okay.
Good night, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start with the workshop of our agenda items. Okay, so the first one is the establishment of the farmer's market, which again, we did this last year. It's basically an agreement with the vendor and with the school district. Number 4 is a public hearing. So a lot of what we have on here, and we can ask Jeff to comment if we have to, is projects that we're approving that are going to be in connection with the bond that we're going to be going out for. So number 4, again, is related to sewer district improvements. Number 5, again, is it's the same thing. We have number 6, traffic signals, thank you. We asked them to highlight them so I would be able to see them, right, thank you. 7, purchase of various heavy equipment. So again, if you have any questions, we should ask, I think we'd kind of go over this a little bit. Number 8 is reconstruction and resurfacing of roads. This is for highway department, including sidewalks, curbs, gutters, drainage, landscaping. Number 9 is the improvements to various parks. Again, these are all the things that I think Jeff had previously talked to all of us about. Number 10 is the installation of an elevator on the police side of Town Hall. I presume, are we replacing the elevator, or is it repairing it, or it's a... Replacing, yeah, I would think it'd be a lot more I think it'd be a lot more if it was gonna be to replace it. Apparently, they've been having issues with the elevator over there for a while, so. 11, improvement to culverts, including drainage. So basically, it's all the different departments have had different bonding items. Number 12 is purchase of police vehicles and other vehicles. Again, stormwater mapping, building improvements, purchase of various IT equipment. Yes.
Just as the board knows, the original request was 21.6 million. What is in here is what has been approved cumulatively of all these is 11.6 million. And I was able, the bond council separates it into different tranches, basically, based on the useful life and the type of either equipment or vehicles. And so that's why you see 9 separate resolutions for this. But I did reconcile everything. Individually, if you want, and what's in each one of these, but I did verify that everything that we talked about that we agreed in principle with is in these bond resolutions. It's just bond council had to organize it in its own way so that it can go out to market essentially. And what they'll do is they'll tranche different amounts in different years, so the whole bond might be 15 years, but some of these, like police vehicles, only have technically a 3-year useful life. Those will be front-end loaded when we go out to market. And so there'll be different amounts in different years, but this is all part of that process.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then we go into number 13, which is approval of the certificates of sewer registrations. Number 14 is authorize a sewer backup settlement. I know there was emails on this. This was, our town attorney's office worked on it, but it's 26 Carrot Drive. There was a sewer backup situation, I think, so we're going to settle it. Number 15, approve flexible work schedule for the building maintenance mechanic and parks maintenance staff. Number 16, appoint David Torres, senior recreational supervisor, permanent. He's been doing a great job, by the way, so happy he's staying on. Number 17, approve purchase of 3 sets of protective gear for fire prevention. They had emailed us about, again, $8,000 for our fire prevention officers. Number 18, accept with regret the retirement of Sergeant Joseph Sullivan from the police department. And then we have a couple lend assistance. So Earth Day, the Greek Festival, JFCS Wheels for Meals are going to be combined. And again, they're all lend assistance. And then we have the audit. So, if we don't have any questions, I will get a motion to open the public comment.
Move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. First one we have signed up is Mike Mandel from Pearl River.
Board, Michael Mandel from Pearl River. Let me preface my comments in the fact that the town has been extremely fiscally responsible in its budget over the last number of years. I have a few questions. Number 5, the improvements to the bunkers at the golf course, $800,000 bond. Aren't the courses currently in the black? Because I know when we turned them over from the town handling it to a private corporation, I thought we were into the black. And my question is, why aren't we using that money to pay for the bunkers, or it should be part of the budget every year, rather than having all the taxpayers pay for this, rather than just those that are using it, because the majority of the people in this town do not play golf. Secondly, the improvement to the town EV stations at a cost of $262,000. That's item number 12, Jefferson Frank. I just want to know how many stations are being put in there, and are they in addition to the 2 that are currently available at Town Hall? What was the cost of each one? Will the public have access? And how will they pay for using the EV stations to charge their private vehicles? That's something that taxpayers should not be paying for at all. That's their choice.
Can I, Mike, because I'm going to just correct you, because when I looked at this, I did the same thing that you did. This is not an EV station like out there, which, by the way, we do charge, the people do pay. This is for the highway department is getting an EV truck, and they need to have like a,
Station to charge your truck.
well, no, and actually like to store it too, because they have to keep it in certain temperatures or something like that. This is not like an EV station like out, parked outside. And again, we can let
It's only for the
Stephen-
highway department, Mike.
Okay, but what's the cost of that, since it's going to be running to keep the truck battery warm so it can be charged in the middle of the winter? I'd like to know that. Okay. And the last thing that was already discussed, since it's not a brand-new elevator, since a replacement repair, it would be nice if the resolution is amended to show that. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Shannon Bradbury.
Hi, I wanted to take some time this evening to talk about the sidewalks in Tapan, in particular the sidewalks surrounding William O. Schaefer School and behind the school. Recently, I was on maternity leave, and I was pushing a stroller all of the time, and something I wasn't used to previously. Where there are sidewalks, they're very, very uneven, and there's no ramps to get on and off the sidewalk. The sidewalk is just a curb, and it ends. So an issue with a stroller, an issue on a rollerblade, on a bike, in a wheelchair. And then there are certain areas where there are no sidewalks at all, especially around William O. Schaefer School, so Washington Avenue, where you have that weird L-turn, I'm sure we've all gone around. There are no sidewalks there, and it's a pretty busy road, especially during school drop-off and pickup. And there's a field right next to it, so I just feel like there's plenty of room to put a sidewalk. This time of year, too, when you're walking, you know, it's super sunny, you're going uphill, downhill. The sidewalks are so uneven, people tend to go onto the road to avoid the sidewalk, and then, you know, obviously, I just think it's a recipe for disaster. So I think that's it, but I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention and see if there was anything that could be done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the only people that signed up. Is there anybody else here? Eileen?
Good evening, members of the board. I'm going to refer to the items on the agenda that are going to be bonded. The total is $11,460,705. That will be placed at the expense of the taxpayers. So my questions are these, and hopefully they will be answered. What will the tax increase be to the average homeowner? And what will the interest rate be when the bond anticipation notes or bands that they used to refer to at, when they do go out for, to be accepted, the bonds, whoever you go out, whoever you reach out to? Everything that's here, that you're bonding is subject to a permissive referendum, which means that if the residents of the town find out that you're spending $11 million, they might decide to collect some signatures so that the items can be put on the ballot in November. And can you tell me, what is the total amount of the outstanding bonds that the town currently has as we go forward? I'm sure it's for this town hall with all the blackout shades that surround me. But anyway, I would like to have questions to that. This is a lot of money that we're spending. Some of it, I'm sure, is justified, especially our sewer treatment plant. And some of them are beneficial, but when you look at the different line items, they were not mentioned to the public tonight. You glossed over them like it was nothing. And I think they should know that looking forward, they'll have an over $11 million bond, and that we will have to pay for it. And we also have a bond for this building, and I don't know what other bonds are out there. But if you total up the bonds, what will be the tax burden to the average person come November? And anyway, first time here, I missed the old building with all its old charm and whatever was, I missed my map. Now I have to look at a blackout shade. And what happened to the plaques that you used to have behind you with the Constitution, I think, and those historic plaques used to be hanging around the building? They're gone. So we have to bring that back. We have to make this building feel that it's part of history, that we had history. And I see a screen there. I see blackout shades, blackout shades, blackout shades, blackout shades, blackout shades. You know, I don't know why we have blackout shades here. We should be looking out. I mean, and now it's not the prettiest thing to look out on, but shades up and down, you know? I sell shades. I know quite a bit about shades. I'm sure these are remote because I see something hanging up there. But anyway, I really would like a response. I'm concerned about the tax increase. Okay, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else here that would like to speak that hasn't had a chance to speak? No? Okay, can I get a motion to close?
Motion?
Second?
Okay, I make a motion to close public comment?
You know what I'm saying? All in favor?
Aye.
Jeff, do you just want to address the issue about the bonds?
What we have done since I've been here
Who's better? Oh, okay.
Thank you,
I
Jeff.
thought they were supposed to be getting mics over there.
Okay, as the town's policy is to keep our debt level relatively stable, and we've done that. And so what we're doing here with the 11.6 million we're offering, we do issue bonds roughly every 2 years, and we try and keep it stable. So we're going to pay off a little over $10 million over the next 2 years. And so this isn't really going to be significantly increasing our overall indebtedness. Obviously, with the town hall, that was $22.5 million there. That was a one-off that did increase our debt level. But over the last 10 years, with the exception of that, we've been able to keep our debt level stable. In terms of the golf course, actually, the debt service to the golf course is charged to the golf course. And it is in the black. We paid off $500,000 of the debt this year. So when we privatized the golf courses, they owed the general fund $6.3 million. We've reduced that to about $3.5 million at this point, and we continue to do that. So I think that answers most everyone's questions.
Thank you. Stefan, real quick, on sidewalks, back to this woman's point. I don't know if you're prepared to talk about it or not, but I know that, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, perfect, thank you, thank you. Okay, so having no more comments, we can start our agenda item. Can I get a motion to establish a farmer's market or approve the agreement with the Valley Area Network, who is again the vendor that's going to be doing the farmer's market, to run the farmer's market in Pearl River. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, a motion calling for a public hearing to increase, and this is, so basically for the sewer portion of the bonding, we have to do a public hearing, so that's what this is. Calling for a public hearing to increase the improvement of the facilities of the Orangetown Sewer District. Can I get a motion, which is going to be for May 7th at 7:05 PM?
May 7th, I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hold on, do
Do
you,
we need a roll?
yeah, need a roll call
I mean, no roll call on that one?
on all of them.
Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Even though it's setting a public hearing?
Did I set a public hearing? Okay. Bond council, this is a bond council thing, you know, right? Okay.
You
Yeah.
ready?
Yep.
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vitari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay. Next, this is a resolution to improve the bunkers at the golf course.
I'll make a motion.
You have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Oh, God, we have to do it on all of them? Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Is it on all of them we have to do it? Yes, we do, okay.
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vitari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Be a long night, okay. Next, we have a resolution authorizing the purchase and installation of traffic signals in and around the town of Orangetown at a cost of $600,000 and basically the issuance of the bonds to pay therefor.
Move.
Move, Jerry, second.
Second.
On a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vitari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing the purchase of various heavy equipment in and for the town of Orangetown at a maximum estimated cost of $2,177,000, and again, issuance of bonds up to pay therefor. Motion,
I'll make a motion.
second,
I'll second.
on a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vitari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay. Next, we have a resolution authorizing the reconstruction and resurfacing of roads in and for the town of Orangetown, Rockland County, at a maximum estimated cost of $3 million, and again, the issuance of the bonds therefore. Motion,
Move.
second,
Second.
on a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vitari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay. Next, we have a resolution authorizing improvements to various parks in and for the town of Orangetown at a maximum cost of $1.518 million, and authorizing the issuance of bonds of said town to pay therefor.
Motion.
Brian Donahue moved, second,
I'll second it.
on a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Vitari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay, Nick, Jeff, does it matter if we say repair as opposed to installation in this next?
No, I don't think so. These were prepared by bond counsel, and we are effectively replacing most of the
saying replacing or repairing? Or you want it to say installation? Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so get a motion authorizing the installation / repair / replace of the elevator at the police side of the town hall at a maximum estimated cost of $200,000 and issuance of bonds to pay the cost thereof. Motion?
No, Teresa, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do we get these elevators inspected regularly? Is this something that we were told it needs to be replaced?
Eric will address that. Apparently, he told me yes.
Yes, the elevators are inspected regularly. That elevator is still original to that side of the building, making it a little over 25 years old. And based on those inspections, it's time, and it's a refit of the elevator. So that's
A
what the
refit.
technical term the elevator company is using, it's a refit, and that's how it's going to be spec'd out. So, as Jeff said, yes, many of the components are going to change out, but the main shaft, a lot of it's going to remain the same, but it's going to be, so refit, make it function better, make it a little more reliable. Okay.
Thank you, Eric.
Okay. Did anyone move on this? I don't remember. Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, on a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Batari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing improvements to the culverts in and for the town of Orangetown at a maximum cost of $529,550 and issuance of bonds to pay therefor. Motion.
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
On a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Batari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay, so next we have a resolution authorizing the issuance of 1.238 in 1,000 bonds of the town of Orangetown related to the purchase of police vehicles, certain building improvements, stormwater mapping, purchase of various IT equipment and software, and purchase of miscellaneous equipment and the EV station, for lack of a better word. Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
on a roll call?
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Yes.
Councilman Jerry Batari.
Yes.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Yes. Okay. Next, we have approval of the 2024 Certificate of Sewer Registrations to RR Plumbing Services Corporation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 14, authorize the settlement of sewer backup to Joseph and Tara Adrignola at 26 Carrot Drive for the amounts
Motion.
therefore. Second?
22,000.
Yeah, no, there's a couple different numbers, that's what I was like, okay. A second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 15, approve the flexible work schedule for building maintenance mechanic and parks maintenance staff from April 15th to October 13th, 2024. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 16, appoint David Torres to Senior Recreation Supervisor Permanent, effective April 17th, 2024. Motion?
Motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approve purchase of 3 sets of protective gear for our offices of fire inspector and our fire personnel. I don't know, they came to me and said they needed this. I'm like, I'm never going to say no if they need it, so anyway. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 18, accept with regret the retirement of Sergeant Joseph Sullivan, effective April 30th, 2024.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 19, combine and approve. We have lend assistance for Earth Day celebration at St. Thomas for April 20th. We have lend assistance for the Greek Festival on June 6th to the 9th. And we have for the JFCS Wheels for Meals Ride to Fight Hunger on June 9th, 2024. Can I get a motion to combine and approve?
I make a motion to combine and approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on the audit.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff.
$20,000. The first warrant had 26 vouchers for $271,000. Items of interest: number 1, MetLife, $14,000 for police dental. Number 2, NIPA, $21,000 for the streetlight project. Number 3, Rockland Paramedic Services, $127,000 for April paramedic services. Second warrant had 136 vouchers for $649,000. Items of interest: number 3, Capasso, $90,000 for recycling. Number 8, Dell, $25,000 for police computer equipment. Number 14, Seal Coat, $109,000 for crack seal surface treatment for the highway department. And number 15, Troon Golf, $198,000 for golf course management fees. Any questions on the audit?
I do. I have two quick questions, and if you don't know, that's fine. Just let me know. Number 4, Commissioner of Finance, so $9,094 for St. Patrick's Day security. You know what that's for?
It was, they had either security personnel there or whatever, and then we had to pay for that. And we have done this in the past. and it
To
was-
Commissioner of Finance?
Well, anything that's
Oh,
the
that's, it
county
just goes to
sheriff.
it too. Okay, okay. Okay, I get you. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, number 6, they're the municipal searches that are done by the building department. Do you know, is that monthly, quarterly? How often we get billed for that? Maybe
It's
Jane
pretty
knows?
much monthly, but that's a reimbursable that is charged.
Yeah,
and
no, just,
so,
seems like a lot of money for a month, but,
Yeah, it's pretty much on a monthly basis is when I'm seeing it pop up, so.
okay. That's all I got. Okay, can I get a motion to accept the audit?
Moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we do have an executive session to discuss legal matters. Anything else would? Personnel matters that we do have, okay. So, we are going to go into executive session. We are going to be adjourning in memory of Arthur William Pekar, for resident of Tapan. We're not going to be coming out and voting on anything else, so can I get a motion to go into executive session?
And close the meeting
Yep.
after? I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.